YouTube fam, how are you today? Hopefully you are doing well. My name is Kenny. If you're coming back to the channel, welcome back to the crib. Big baby, as always, it is certainly good to see you. If this is your first time visiting our channel, thanks for stopping by. Nice to meet you and good to see you as well. If you would, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also the notification bell so you'll be notified when there's some new content for you. And I would really appreciate that. Shout out to all of you who have subscribed to the channel and what I like to say, you have become my P1s, meaning I'm your primary choice first when you go to YouTube, and I appreciate that more than you know. We're here to help each other. I get a lot of information, guys, from you all, whether it's we're talking one-on-one on the phone, or whether it's through email or through comments or what have you. You guys have given me some information, and as I always say, I don't know everything. Certainly in the box truck lane, and we're learning together. So I appreciate you for taking the time to watch my videos. That means a lot. Thank you so very much. And I enjoy getting in front of this camera every day to talk to you. You guys have become part of my fam. That's why I say YouTube family all the time. So thank you so very much. Let's get the timestamp out the way. Last day of the month, guys, June 30th, 2021. At the time of the recording for this particular video, it's about 6:45 a.m. Eastern time. So wherever you are, when you watch, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so very much. In the description, going to be answering some of your questions today. I get a lot of questions, and sometimes it takes me a while to respond. Not intentional. Got a lot going on, just as I know you do too. So I want to try to address some of your questions today in this particular video. But before we do that, quick thank you to Valerie from Apex Capital. Man, I enjoyed that video yesterday. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, I strongly recommend and encourage that you go back and check it out. Again, we spoke to Valerie from Apex Capital on the channel yesterday. She was talking about their company and some of the services that they offer. Guys, I never tell you what to do, but definitely need to check it out and see if it's going to be a good fit for you. They've been in business for over 2 decades, so they've been around. They will continue to be around. They're very knowledgeable in this lane and just nice people. So shout out to Valerie. Also to Hannah. You guys didn't have a chance to meet Hannah. She's kind of behind the scene, but super nice, super smart. I just enjoy talking with them. I mean, they have helped me from step A to where I currently am now. And so I know they can do the same for you. So give them a call. One of the things that they mentioned, or Valerie mentioned, that I didn't even know about, which I think is really cool, is the fact that they have their own load board. Love that. You can check the credit on the people that you're doing business with as many times as you need to, so you know if you're going to get paid. Factoring is great. Fuel cards are great. If you are just now thinking about starting your business and need help, they can help you with that process as well. So again, thank you to Valerie over at Apex Capital. They're based in Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, but they can help you out. So shout out to Lee. Lee left a comment in the comments saying he was driving and didn't get a chance to get the phone number. So Lee, I'm going to give you that number now. And for those who need the number and didn't get it in the video, grab a pen, pencil, whatever, and I'll give you that phone number now. Again, this is going to be Valerie's direct phone number to Apex Capital. And when you call, just say, hey, I got your name and number through Kenny with Load Up Transportation. Or you can say Box Truck Kenny. Or you can say Uncle Kenny. I think I'm the only Kenny they know over there. So if you call Valerie and just say, hey, you got the information, her name and phone number, you know, with Box Truck Kenny on YouTube, with Load Up Transportation, they will have an incentive for you. So you definitely want to do that so you can take advantage. All right, you got your pen and pencil? All right, area code and phone number. Area code is going to be 817. Guys, as always, if I'm looking at my phones where my notes are. Area code again, 817. Phone number is 258-5005. Sometimes I talk fast. Let me start over and give it to you again. Area code is 817. Phone number is 258-5005. That is the direct phone number for Valerie at Apex Capital. She is expecting your call today. If you did not get a chance to watch the video that we did with Apex Capital yesterday, you can go back. It's the video before this one. A lot of information for you guys. and they can get you going. Remember, no contracts. None whatsoever. You got multiple options. So give them a shout. They get you taken care of. So Valerie, thank you. I enjoyed our conversation and our time yesterday. And I am going to try maybe as early as next week, try to stop by their facilities and do a tour and talk with them a little bit more. So if you have some questions, send them to me, and I'll ask when I get with them next week. But you can call them direct and get those questions answered yourself as well. So thank you, Valerie, and thank you, Hannah. I appreciate you both. All right, let's jump in, answer some of your questions. One of the questions is, what to do if you break down while under a load? I briefly mentioned this in one of the comments. Never fun to break down, first and foremost. We can all agree to that if you've been in trucking and have experienced that before. Typically, what happens when you break down, you want to reach out to your broker or dispatcher, let them know, number one, where you are. Is it something that can be fixed immediately? If you don't know, you don't know. They will in turn reach out to the shipper, the receiver. Everybody will be up to speed. And of course, for you, you got to get your truck towed to a shop. I don't know if you remember one of my previous videos, I talked about trip planning. And in that trip plan, I have what if happens. What do I do if XYZ happen? So that trip planning, guys, is really, really important. Now, you don't know if you're going to break down, but you can certainly have things in place in terms of what you need to do should that happen, right? So you're going to need to be towed to a shop. And that shop will let you know what's going on with the truck, what it's going to take to get it repaired, and what it's going to cost, and how long it's going to take to get it repaired. Now, let's use my case, for example. If you saw a couple of previous video I did, I dropped my truck off at the shop. It's still at the shop. And I dropped it off, yesterday? No. When did I drop my truck off? Dropped it off Saturday. Yes, I dropped it off Saturday. I believe it was Saturday. Can't remember. It's still there. I don't even know what's wrong with it yet. Check engine light, but they hadn't called me. They did tell me that it was in line to be checked out. So let's just say if I was on the road, if Dallas, Texas was on the road for me and not home, I would be in a hotel still waiting on them to tell me what's wrong with my truck and tell me when they can get it repaired and how much it's going to cost me. So that's a part of trucking, guys. It's an unfortunate part, but it is a part of trucking. So you'll be told to a shop. If you have a mechanic in that area, that's even better. But if you don't, you got to find a nearest shop that can work on your truck. And the process, just as I listed out, are, that's the process. Now, sometimes they may send another truck to offload that load so they can still get it to where it needs to be. Every situation is different. I know this is the case for me when I was in tractor trailer. They would just, send a power only out. Guys, power only is just the tractor. And I would unhook, they would hook up and take that load. Okay? So sometimes that's even hard to do, just depending on where you are. Can that truck move a little bit so the other truck can get up under the trailer? But that's pretty much what's going to happen. You break down, you got to get fixed. You got to get towed unless you can get fixed right there on the side of the road where you are, and in which case that's not safe. So it just depends. Sometimes you can move to a safe location. Every scenario is different, guys. There's different scenarios. So, but that's primarily what you're going to want to do if you break down under a load. You want to make contact with everybody you need to contact, let them know what's going on so they can make a decision if they want to try to come and, relieve you of that load. I hope that answered the question. Let's see. Can Apex Capital help if you are in a different state? This comment came from a person in the state of Arizona. I believe so. I don't want to answer for Apex Capital. I believe they can, but I would certainly recommend you giving them a call. Call Valerie just to confirm that they can help you in the state of Arizona. Her number again is area code 817-258-5005. I'm not sure, but I want to say they can. But I'm not Apex Capital, so I don't want to speak for them. But give them a call, and they'll be able to answer that question for you. Just talk to Valor; she'll get you taken care of. All right, next question. How and where can I rent a truck? It's a good question. Penske, Enterprise, Ryder, Budget. These are all places that I hear you can rent a truck from. I've never rented a truck, guys. Well, let me back up. I've rented a Penske box truck uh, two times previous before buying a truck. One was I was moving, so I rented the truck to move myself, right? The other, I wanted to go just drive a box truck before I bought a box truck, just to see what it was like. Again, previous experience, tractor trailer, but not a box truck. There is a difference. And so I rented one, drive around town. There is a shortage from what I hear from other YouTubers and just people that I talk to. There's a shortage on box trucks. Why? Supply and demand. Everybody is trying to rent these box trucks. So good luck if you're trying to find one to rent. But from what I'm hearing, it is difficult because there's a shortage of them. Supply and demand. So hopefully, I don't know if that answered the question, but those are the companies that I know about that you can reach out and see if they have any. Somebody asked me, and I'm going to say this is pertaining to the same question. Should I rent a box truck? Can't tell you what to do, guys. I think it's extremely expensive. Well, I don't think I know it is extremely expensive to rent a box truck. Now, I had a lot of people say, well, Kenny, I don't have a choice. I cannot afford to buy a truck right now, or I don't want to buy a truck. There are some who can afford it, but just don't want to buy one for whatever reason. And that is your prerogative. Certainly, it is your choice. You know what's best for you and your organization and how you choose to spend your money. I actually looked at renting a truck before I bought my truck. But I didn't do that because I knew it didn't make good business sense for my business. I knew it was extremely expensive, number one, with the deposit and just getting into the truck. And it was going to be $700 a week before they add the miles. And just the $700 alone, that's $2,800 a month. I could probably can buy a brand new tractor, brand new, and pay $2,800 a month and make more money. Now, that scenario wouldn't work for me because I don't want to drive a tractor trailer. At some point, I'm going to buy one and put a driver in it because I want to add that to my fleet and help grow my trucking business. But I didn't want to do that. I felt that expense was too high. Now, here's the other side of that coin, guys. Some of you want to start now, and you just want to jump in, and this is either in your mind the best way or the only way, and that's fine. I could have gotten into this business a lot quicker if I would have rented a truck, but one of the things that I talk about at the end of all of my videos, be patient, be disciplined, and be smart in your decision-making process. For me in my business, it was not going to be smart for me to rush in and do something that I knew was not smart just to jump in now. Does that make sense? It was too expensive. And that wasn't the way I wanted to come into the business. So what did I do? Patience. I waited. I didn't have the money, guys. I didn't have the money to pool for this trucking company. And so I started saving what I could and continuing the process of doing my research. talking to people, watching some videos on YouTube. I did a lot of research, and it was tough. Sometimes being disciplined and patient is hard, because I wanted to do it. Number one, it seemed like it was going to be fun, but more importantly, it looked like it was going to be profitable. But I knew coming in renting was not going to be good for business, at least for my business. That expense is just crazy. It's too much money. It puts too much pressure on me and the company. In order for me to pay that expense and still be profitable, I couldn't have too many bad weeks. I didn't have a choice but to be out 3 weeks and even longer. Had to take whatever loads. I didn't want to go into business that way. And I'm not judging you if that's what you choose to do, but it just didn't make good business sense for me and my organization. Does that make sense? So I choose not to do it. I just said, let me wait and save up the money and buy me a truck. That's what I did. So I know very little about renting a truck. All I know is it's expensive. That's what I know. But again, if for whatever reason you cannot wait, you want to jump in right now and you want to rent a truck, the companies that I listed, those are the ones that I hear you can rent a box truck from. Now, for those who just don't want to buy a truck, they like the perks because, guys, if you break down, they're going to come fix it or send you another truck. That's a great perk. You don't have that when you own your own truck. So, perks, put more money in your pocket. Okay? So, you want to spend as less as possible. So your profit margin is bigger, in my opinion. Okay? So hopefully I took a long time answering that question. Do I really need a dispatcher? No, you don't. It's not required. You can use a load board, book your own loads. Will you have some challenges with some brokers who don't want to work with New Authority? Yeah. But there are some people who've had their authority for quite some time, got a lot of age on the authority, and still some brokers don't want to work with them for different reasons. And so, no, you don't need a dispatcher. You can avoid that. Do I recommend you have a dispatcher? No. Guys, I'm going to tell you what I always say. Do what's best for you and your organization. Do I use one? Will I use one? Yes. But I also use load boards. Apex Capital, they have a load board. So you don't need a dispatcher. It's not required. But you got to do what's best for you. If you feel it's going to make things easier for you to have one, absolutely, that's an option for you. The final question, and I think I've already addressed it, was should I buy or rent a box truck? I can't tell you what to do, but you're asking me the question. So for you who asked the question, if you can, buy the truck. Okay? You may spend more money up front, but in the long run, you're going to be more profitable, in my opinion. Now, should you pay cash or should you finance? It's up to you. Everybody's scenario and situation is unique. It's different. Mine, I thought about paying cash, but I wanted to build some business credit. So, say for 12 months, I'll pay monthly, finance, and then pay the truck off. Have I thought about doing something different since it's in the shop now? Absolutely. But I think it's minor. So, if you can, I always would say buy a truck. Get it over with. But if you want to build business credit, financing may be an option for you. Those are the two options that I looked at before making a decision on how I wanted to acquire my truck. Renting was never on the table for me. I thought about it, but as I mentioned a few minutes ago, when I did the research, it's too expensive. It was just wasn't the right move for me and my organization. You may be different. All right, guys, that's it. We are almost 20 minutes in. This is a long one. If you have any questions, guys, send me an email. My information is linked in the description below. Certainly leave a comment. And you got my phone number as well. Shout out to one of my subscribers, Brother Gerald, he's also in North Carolina. Gerald, I hope you don't mind me mentioning your name. Good brother, man. We talk probably once a day or once every other day. He's giving me a lot of information that's been really helpful to me. He had me laughing. We were talking yesterday. I was in the store with my family and he called. He says, Kenny, you know how you can always tell if a mechanic is good and they know what they're talking about? I said, how's that, Gerald? He said, if they're greasy. And I fell out laughing. I thought that was funny, but true, you know. And so he was saying, hey, you know, try to find you a mechanic to save some money. And so Gerald gave me some good information in North Carolina. So thank you, Gerald. I appreciate that, man. Hope you're doing well. Thank you guys for watching the video. Tough times don't last forever. Tough people always do. Money does not come with instructions. So you got to be smart in your decision-making process. Be patient, be disciplined, have a plan. Don't be in a hurry to just jump and do something without those things I just mentioned. Okay? And you'll be okay. Trucking, guys, is good right now. It is booming. There's a lot of owner-operators making a lot of money right now on both sides of the aisle. Tractor trailer, box truck, expediting, hotshot, sprinter vans. Transportation is really hot right now, man. So if you're looking for a business, this is a good one to look at. It really is. Look, guys, any business, ups and downs, but I believe this is going to be a pretty good one. And I'm saying that, and my truck is sitting in the shop right now. But I'm still optimistic, and I know Load Up Transportation will do good, and you're going to do good as well. All right. Guys, take care. We'll try to talk here in 24 hours. Talk to you soon.